Hello, this is Manuel with Evian Labs, and today I'm going to show you how you can double your revenue in your business in the next 30 days without hiring more staff or spending any other money in advertisements or anything else. So that you may be wondering, how are you going to do that? I don't believe you. This doesn't make any sense. Do you think that you are so good that you can double my revenue in the next 30 days? That sounds like a ridiculous claim. Just listen, okay? Because I work with over 100 people in the last year and a half in my business, and they all have the same problem. And they all, for some reason, do not understand simple math of how this works. But I don't expect everybody to understand how systems work. I expect people to understand like what they do, which is whatever they serve their business do. It might be like they hire contractors, they know how to repair roofs. I don't know how to repair roofs, but I know systems. So in this video, my full goal is that you understand what things you need to do in your business that are going to double your sales. Not necessarily 100% double. It could be maybe 50% increase, 70% increase, 80% increase, but ultimately you could even do 100% increase, which means double your revenue. And I'm going to show you how this works, okay? So again, this is Manuel. We helped over 100 businesses in the last year with different stuff using AI and different systems. But in this video, I'm just going to show you something and how you could fix it. After this video, you're going to be able to implement some things in your own that are going to allow you to double your revenue. Okay, so let's start. So let's see this in this whiteboard. I'm just gonna like create some scenario where there is this business owner that is spending $10,000 a month in advertisement in Meta and Google or SEO or whatever it is doing. This is generating him 1,000 leads, okay, which is a pretty decent number of $10 per lead. So it's a solid number. Well, probably not like great, but probably not bad. Depends of the industry, of course. Okay, let's imagine that this is a roofing business. I'm just gonna make up the numbers to make them like easy for me to make the operations, but you guys are gonna understand the point anyways. So out of 1,000 leads that we are generating, let's say that his sales team or himself are talking and actually having a conversation, actually communicating and getting a communication back from 500 of these leads in a good day. By the way, this is not something that I believe that most of the businesses will have a 50% pickup rate. You may have, I'm definitely, if you make the numbers, just I would like you to check the numbers, go to your dialer software and tell me what is the pickup rate of your phone calls. I'm telling you, this is not 50%. I'm just letting, just saying. But let's say that it's 50%. I want to be conservative with the numbers so you guys understand. Now you have your setters calling, talking with these people. By the way, this is something that we're gonna also mention how we can help. To make this number maybe 60%, 70%, or even 90%. This is probably very doable. But let's continue with the story. Now we have 500 people that we talk to. How many appointments are we creating? Maybe 200 in a very good day. Again, okay, this is very very conservative for the good. Like this is numbers well above like well above what is actually happening in the market. But I just want to be like very generous because maybe your business is doing amazing, but I want to beat those numbers. So this would be 40%. A 40% appointment set rate is beautiful. You're already doing amazing, by the way, but you don't have these numbers. Just check it. I would like you to go and check all the KPIs and all the numbers and tell me if this is over 40% or less than 40%. Now, out of 200 people that is scheduled in the calendar to meet with you and to learn about your service and to learn about your product and all that, how many people is showing up? I'm guaranteeing you that less than 50%. Let's say that is 80, which I will believe that it will be 40%, right? I think that it will be also 40%. So 40% of the people, and this is no, this is no way. Six times, let's say that this 60 people. There's no way you have a 40%. Let's say that this is 33%, I believe that will be 60, 30%, something like that. Who cares? Not really important. Now, out of 60 people that is actually showing up in your call, how many are you closing? Because, here, a lot of people is going to be like, oh, wow, hold on. What is the price? I don't have this money. I'm not interested. No, this doesn't make sense for my business. No, I don't have a business. I don't remember filling any form. You're going to have a lot of crazy stuff. Like, what's going on? You don't even they don't even know why they fill the form. So obviously they don't get an appointment. Now, how many of these people is actually going to show up? Let's say that it's 30% in a very good day. Again, I'm going to keep repeating this. Now you have 60 people in the Zoom or whatever. Now, how many of them are you closing? Let's say that you close 50% because you have an amazing closers, you have training in place, you have a beautiful offer, which I don't think you close 50% of the deals, but you might. Like if you are beating any of these numbers, any of these metrics, here or here or here or here, you're doing a great job. But are you beating all these numbers? This is the very, very important question. Are you beating every single one of these metrics? Then you're doing pretty good. Maybe you don't really need that much of my help, but I'm gonna still tell you how you can maybe double, not double because this is 50%, but maybe like increasing 50% every single one of these metrics to make this 75, to make this 80%, to make this 60%, to make this almost 75% or whatever. Like you can still make it most efficient. So this is the dilemma that I find every time that I talk with these owners, my clients. They always tell me, Manuel, I have spent $10,000 in ads last month and I closed 30 deals. And every deal, it was, let's say, $2,000, let's say. So I made 60K, 60 bands. Okay, so you have a 6x return of ad spend. Okay, you have a 6x ROAS. Good job. Actually, great job. But I'm telling you, these numbers are very, 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 very high. Like they are well above average in pretty much any industry. But I'm going to tell you what they all tell me. And this is probably what you are also thinking is like, okay, so if I spend $20,000 a month, this means that I'm going to make 120K. Damn, I'm going to increase 60K my revenue, which is not really true because obviously there's manpower and there's, like people that you maybe don't have enough people to close these deals. You maybe don't have enough time in your appointments, but there's, well, let's say that you cover all the situations. Okay. And I tell them, yes, that's completely true. This is actually something that is real. If you double your ad spend, you are kind of supposed to double your return of your revenue because you're going to keep having the same return of ad spend of 6x. But what I tell them is like, hey, Mr. Smith, Mr. Roofer, what if you were able to, instead of having 60K of revenue with 10K, would you like to have 100K in revenue with 10K? You're going to do 10X instead of 6X. Don't you think that it would be better to fix that first? And then when you have an efficient system is when you can double or triple your ad spend and use, because obviously with ad spend is not the more you spend, the more you get. There is obviously like a break point where you spend more, the revenue is going to be a little less in ads performance. Obviously, again, in manpower and amount of people that can take calls, in the amount of calls that you can make. There's always some limits that the business have. But let's say that you could spend more money and the ads will still perform good. What I always tell them is like, hey, Mr. Roofer, you need to make your system efficient. And as I'm saying, you that you are watching this video, you are most likely don't have these numbers. You probably your return of ad spend might be 2x, 3x in the best case scenario, I would say. Again, depends a lot. You may be doing better, then congratulations. But if you're watching this video trying to fix your show up rate, maybe you have a problem. And I'm gonna tell you how to do it. So I would there's three things actually that you could do to fix your show up rate. So let's say that we have a 30% show up rate. Okay, that means that 10 out of 10 people that you've talked to, your team has talked to, they pitched the product, they said, hey, we can help you with this. They likely asked for the pricing and you responded to the pricing and they still agreed to meet with your team. There's 3 out of 10 that they show up. 7 out of 10 you never hear back from them. They talk with someone else, they sign with someone else. And there's 3 reasons why this is happening. Number one is urgency. Okay, this is a huge reason. I see a lot of people that their calendars are 2 weeks open. Like, hey, when can we get an appointment? Hey, can we do it for December 7th, 2 weeks from now? Like, dude, no. Like, I can't. You should say, I can't. I'm not going to schedule an appointment 2 weeks from now. If you need something, you need it now. Like if someone tells you, "Hey, I'm gonna help your business," I want to learn about it today, like right now in this specific moment. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. So if they tell you 2 weeks, they are not gonna show up. They're just gonna tell you, "Yeah, sure, yeah, send me a message in 2 weeks," and they're done. So your seller did a shitty job. But you need to create urgency. Urgency makes the people more committed. So if you only allow appointments in the next 3 days or 4 days, this is the sweet spot. 3 to 4 days, the people are going to show up more just because one, they remember, two, they have more urgency, and three, they're going to have higher intent. It's true that they're going to have a little less of people that is actually going to schedule appointments, but the intent is going to be much higher because the people, when someone calls me, is like, "Hey, this is important. You need to fix your car and I need to drive." I say, "Okay, can I go today? I need to get my car fixed today." Do you think that I'm going to go to the dealership or to the mechanic, or I'm not going to go if I sell for today? But if I say, "Yeah, hold on, I need to do I need to do my check every 5,000 miles. Let me go on December 7th." Then I'm gonna call likely and say, "Hey, actually something came up. Can I do December 9th? Can I do December 10th? Or maybe I go to somewhere else, or maybe my friend fixes for me. I don't know." But basically, what I'm saying is that the urgency is always going to make higher show up rate. So always keep your calendar open for the next 2, 3, or 4 days max. And if you're scheduling appointments in the phone, only allow your team to schedule appointments in the next 2 or 3 days. That's it. If someone tells you in the next 10 days, you say, "Hey, brother, I appreciate you taking the call, but I cannot schedule an appointment for you 10 days from now. Like we are only working with committed people. So if you're committed, I would like you to find a time this week, please. Is there anything that you can do before the end of this week?" And they will say yes. They will say, "Okay, yeah, actually, let me do something on Thursday, 5 p.m. I have some time." If they say no, they're not going to show up anyway. So you might as well save some time for your business, or like leave that slot for someone else that is actually going to be committed. So that's number one. Number two is going to be nurturing. You probably nurture like shit. What do I mean by this? The people forgets. People forget they have appointments. People forget that they talk to you. People are busy. People don't check their calendar. Literally today, I had this call with this company because I do a lot of this testing. I like to test my competition. I like to test something like other businesses to see maybe I can work with them and I can find something that they are doing wrong, so I can point it out if I decide to go and talk to them. I when I'm spending time in social media, I like to actually test how other systems are working. And and that's it. So today I had this call at 4 p.m. That was 3 hours ago with this business that is going to be running advertisements for blah, blah, blah. And I forgot about it. I was in my laptop working and they called me 15 minutes before the appointment. And they said, like, "Hey, Manuel, like we have an appointment in 15 minutes. Are you going to be able to make it?" And I said, "Yes." I completely forgot about it. I didn't check my calendar because I just came from a drive and I forgot about it. I started working. I didn't check my calendar. I didn't think I have anything else. And they called me and I showed up to the appointment. So they are nurturing me. That's what it means. But it's not only getting this call, you have to remind them constantly. And as I said, you only want to schedule appointments 3 or 4 days before the actual date. So what you're going to be doing is creating an nurturing sequence like this. Okay, you should create a nurturing sequence that looks like this. The second they schedule the appointment, you send them an SMS, you send them an email. Okay, after 24 hours after, you're gonna send them an email, you're gonna send them an SMS. 24 hours before the appointment, you're gonna send them another email, another SMS. Okay, 12 hours before the appointment, you're gonna send them another email, another SMS. There's one thing that you guys need to understand. No one thing blows the deal. You all tell me, "Oh, why would you send so many messages? I don't wanna bother them." Dude, like they are not going to care. Like most of the time, they are just not even gonna read the first messages. Definitely not the first ones. Like the one that you get automatically, everybody gets messages automatically after they do any action in any link, in any form. They don't even look at it. They just know what it is. And now, 24 hours before, that you're going to send them another message and they might not even look at it. It's like, "Oh, 24 hours from now." So you want to keep nurturing these people. And by the way, everybody knows how to opt out from communications. Everybody knows the stop. Everybody knows the unsubscribe. So if they are not interested in getting these communications, they will unsubscribe. Like they are like, "Oh, this guy is sending me so many communications. Let me say stop." You know. But then no one thing blows the deal. It's much better to send a million messages than not sending any at all. Like if you go to both extremes and you decide to send a message every 5 minutes to all these people, and then in the other extreme you make no communications at all, there's definitely more people that's going to show up in the scenario where you send a message every 5 minutes. I guarantee it. So what I'm telling you is that it's much better to send four, five, six communications before the appointment than not sending any at all, like you all probably are doing, or maybe just the automated from the email. So you're going to send another one 12 hours before. You're going to send another SMS 3 hours before. And then this is the most important one. This is how a nurturing campaign should look like, by the way. Now you guys can check, like, the emails, what you guys are saying in there. It could be anything, by the way. It could be pretty much anything. Literally, I change this very often. Like whenever I don't, I guess sometimes get tired of it. And it's like, okay, let me put something else. But it could be something as simple as this. Hey, Manuel, reminder, your strategy call is in 2 days. Reply here if you have any questions. So you also allow them to, oh my God, you also allow them to, there you go, to ask you some questions. And that number is obviously connected to my phone number, or like my setter's phone number, or whoever someone is responsible from taking care of these people. So that would be number two. Number two is nurturing. You guys are not nurturing these people. And if you guys are doing it, you guys are not doing it enough. Because if you guys have 30% show up rate, this is so bad. This is terrible numbers. And this could be easily 60% if you guys are doing a good job. This is very, very important. And this is maybe super important. But this is the most important one, by the way, the number three. The number three is confirming the appointment. Okay. And this is not just confirming, like, hey, we have an appointment. Are you going to be able to make it? No, there's a little more than that. When should we do this? You could do it 3 hours before. You could do it 15 minutes before. You could do it 10 minutes before. You could do it 30 minutes before. Now, you're going to do it 1 hour before. 1 hour before the appointment. Why 1 hour, Manuel? Okay, perfect. Great question. The reason why you're going to do 1 hour is for multiple reasons. Number one, if they are actually busy, they're working, they're driving, they're shopping, they're doing X, Y, or Z, 1 hour is enough time to go home or to go to a quiet space, to go to a cafe, to go somewhere and take the call. If you call 10 minutes before, like a lot of people does, they're driving, dude. They don't have time. They're not going to be able to show up to the call. They're going to tell you, no, dude, I'm busy right now. I can make it. And they're lazy people. Can find the commitment for the 10 minutes. If they're scrolling in TikTok and they say, hey, you have a call in 10 minutes, it's like, fuck, I was chilling right now. I felt good. But if they were driving or they were shopping, they don't have time to go to the car to get the laptop or to get home and just jump in the call. So 1 hour is the sweet spot. Okay, this is so important. 1 hour, maybe 45 minutes. I like 1 hour. 1 hour works really, really good with all my clients. Now, what are you going to do in this call? You're going to say, hey, by the way, I'm going to do a call right now. This is AI. You all should have AI to do this. Unless you all have setters and closers that they have so much time and you guys could do it manually. But I mean, the results with AI are great. Like, if you guys think that the closers are going to get better results than the AI, you guys are wrong. I have like 75% confirmation, which means almost 75% show up rate with some of the businesses that I work with. We're using AI. You guys might think that the AI, I'm going to show you right now in a call how this sounds. Like, you cannot tell if this is AI or not. Okay. So 1 hour before, and this is what you guys are going to say. Let me show you in real time how this sounds.
Hi, this is Emma from Ivion Labs. I'm just calling to confirm if you'll be joining your appointment that's happening in about 1 hour.
Yes, I'll be there.
Perfect. The call will last around 30 minutes, so please make sure you're in a quiet space with your laptop ready. You should have the link to join in your inbox. Check your spam folder if you don't see it. Sounds good?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Awesome. We'll talk to you in 1 hour. Have a great day.
Simple, 30 seconds call. They confirm that they are going to show up to the appointment. They are told that it's going to take 30 minutes. So they are not going to be, they are going to know, like, okay, I'm not going to book something afterwards, or I'm not going to be in a rush for this call. So they also are told, be in a quiet space with your laptop ready. How many times the people that you guys have an appointment with, they're in the car? How many times the people that you guys are talking to, they are in a place that there's noise, or they're in their phone? Like, even if the call goes good, there's noise out there, there's problem, the connection is bad. Even if they are interested and qualified people, it's going to be hard to close the deal. It's going to be hard to sign the contract because they're in their phone. the phone is much harder to solve, like the problems that, oh, let me see, I don't receive this. In addition to that, it says that check your email. The link is there, and check your spam folder. So you definitely must have an automation that is sending the email, or someone that is sending the link to their email. But it also says check the spam folder, which is likely a lot of times automations and all this stuff goes to the spam folder because some people has like crazy like safety things in their emails. So if they don't say, they are not gonna waste your time and say, hey, I couldn't find the link, you guys didn't send me anything, or I didn't have it in my calendar. So it's very, very important that it also says that. So you guys are removing friction from people. You guys are removing the most common questions in 30 seconds, and the people is saying yes. What happens after this? The people is going to show up to the appointment. They're going to show up with their laptop. They're going to show up ready for 30 minutes. They found the link, and they are actually in the call. And now it's only your job to close the deal. And it might sound stupid. It may sound like too easy. Like, oh, dude, like, did you think that you discovered the fire? No, this is something that you guys will be surprised that nobody thinks about this. And I guarantee you this: if you have 100 appointments or whatever the fuck these numbers were, and you have 30% show up rate, this is easily going to be a 45% show up rate to 60% show up rate. Which this means that if you were selling, your revenue was 100K, now you are 50% to 100% more, which means that you are going to, your new revenue next month, in the next 30 days, starting tomorrow, after you apply these changes, is going to be somewhere from 150K to 200K without making any other changes, just using this AI agent or confirming the appointment. These are the three things that you need to do: urgency, nurturing, and confirming an appointment. If you do this, I guarantee you that you are going to double your revenue, especially if you also fix some of this stuff. But by the way, I mentioned this before. If you had an AI agent like this one, calling every single lead within 30 seconds, there's a studies. I'm not saying this. I'm not making up this number like all these numbers that I made up. There is a 400, actually no, it's 370 something percent, 370 something percent, which is 3.7x more likelihood on conversion. Like you are going to have 4x more chances to close a person, a contact, a lead, a prospect, if you call them within 30 seconds. Because most of them, every second that happens and you haven't called this prospect is more likely that they never ever respond to your calls. They never ever show up in an appointment. They never ever close. So call all your leads within 30 seconds. So again, this was Manuel with Evian Labs. I'm going to put a link in the description where you guys can schedule a time with me and my team, and I can do a full audit completely free of your business. And I can tell you guys what are your bottlenecks, what you guys are doing wrong. This normally works with companies that are already generating leads. So if you guys don't have any leads, that's probably not going to work that much. But if you guys have like enough leads and you guys are not like having the percentages, the KPIs, the numbers that you guys will like to, we can help. We have over 100 companies. Let me check. Let me show you guys all our stuff. We have over 400 active agents for, I believe, more than 200 companies. Uh, this works for almost any other industry. Like we work with law firms, home improvement, contracting, blue collar businesses. We have med spas. We have like pretty much anything. We have generated over 50 million in sales and over 70,000 calls scheduled. This is the average return of investment. This obviously varies a lot depending on the industry. For example, if you're a roofer, maybe like a full replacement is $10,000. So if you invest $1,000 in an agent, you're going to be able to just do 10x, which is 1,000% in return of investment. Maybe the day that you implement it. And we have different type of agents. We have agents for inbound calls, for outbound calls, for reactivation, for email, for pretty much anything. We also do custom agents. So, I mean, as I've said before, if you guys want to test one of these phone numbers and you see if this how this sounds, if did you like it, you guys like it, you guys can call 610 AI agent. And yeah, if you guys want to have a free audit with me and your team about your current numbers, the current process, we're happy to help. Just schedule a time in the calendar below and we will take care of you. Again, this was Manuel with Evian Labs. Talk soon.